The purpose of this section is to familiarize you with change of phase. Change of phase, or change of state, is a change in a substance from one form, either a solid, liquid, or gas, to another. When a phase change is occurring, there is no temperature change. However, there is still a transfer of heat. For example, we can have ice at 0 degrees Celsius change phase to a liquid at 0 degrees Celsius. We keep the same initial temperature, however, heat is being transferred to the ice to melt it into water at 0 degrees Celsius. Fusion, or melting, is a change from a solid to a liquid. On the other hand, solidification, or freezing, is a change from a liquid to a solid. If we look at the amount of heat required to undergo fusion or solidification, we see that 1 pound of ice at 32 degrees Fahrenheit requires 144 BTUs of heat to form 1 pound of water at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. On the other hand, 1 pound of water at 32 degrees Fahrenheit yields, or gives off, 144 BTU of heat to form 1 pound of ice at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. 144 BTU is also known as the heat of fusion. Let's take a look at a few examples of fusion and solidification. Melting an ice cube or an ice cream cone are both examples of fusion. On the other hand, putting water in the freezer so it freezes into ice is an example of solidification. Let's take a look at one example of calculating how much heat energy is required to undergo a phase change. We want to know how many BTUs of heat are required to melt 50 pounds of ice at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. These types of problems are essentially unit conversion problems. We know that 1 pound of ice requires 144 BTU of heat to melt, so we can start out by writing our 50 pounds of ice that we currently have and multiply it by 144 BTU of heat over 1 pound. This way, the unit of pounds cancels off, and we are left with BTUs of heat. Multiplying, we see that this is 7,200 BTUs of heat. In the next video, we will take a look at some other phase changes.